Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Beautiful Games Club, a podcast where we discuss games that we think are beautiful and hope you do too. I'm your host Angel, and in this episode we will become mothers, be abandoned by our child, and then become grandmothers. I'm confident you'll never guess what game we're talking about, so while you ponder on that, I will do a little introduction on who we are. We are Us Two Games, a game developer. You may know us from games such as Monument Valley, Assemble with Care, and Albert: A Wildlife Adventure, as well as others. We're not here to talk about these games though. Nope. We would like to spotlight a game that deserves our undivided attention. So if we're ranking the months, not the months, I mean the seasons, right?
Summer.
What goes first?
Undisputed.
Summer goes first. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to overrank you. Summer has to go first.
Veto.
Yeah. Then what's next?
Autumn.
Nah.
We're so golden.
Do you know what? I
Like
don't
all
really
the
care.
leaves,
I'd
the
kind of put them all on par.
How can
I
you
know.
Put everything on par.
Just every season kind of disappoints. Like, I don't know.
Winter's clearly at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't
Clearly.
like. Oh no! But my birthday's in winter.
I know. I'm sorry. That's the only light of that season. Winter's literally the only season that has like a day like the saddest day of the year. Like, is that not enough to let you know
No,
that
that's
winter's
mean.
trash? Blue Monday, which is like the day where it's the least sunlight and everyone's literally the most depressed possible.
No.
That doesn't exist in summer. Summer's probably got the happiest day. We got the longest days.
Midsummer is quite great.
Who wouldn't
Actually,
like summer?
whatever day in winter where you get the extra hour of sleep is the one day that I would
Oh,
say.
that's a good
That's
day.
right, you know
That
what?
is a good day
That's true.
if you get the hour of sleep.
Spring.
You lose an
You
hour.
lose an hour
Yeah,
in
we lost
spring.
an hour this week. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
However,
and for
because
what?
we are talking about spring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because spring is like new life, correct? It's like everything's happening. You've gone from your autumn, your winter, you're getting to spring now, right?
The new leaves start to.
It's probably a really random question, but it has everything to do with the game that we're going to be discussing that no one else knows about right now. If you can smash two, if you can combine two animals together, what two animals would they be? Now. I would like your two animals, and I would also like name of said animal.
I've got it already. Do you
Oh
want
my
do you want the
goodness.
name and try and guess the animal? Or
Go for it.
a quabbit?
Ay.
What's the qua?
Okay, rabbit.
Yep.
Yeah, what's the qua?
Qua.
Qua with a
Qua.
Q?
Frog?
Yeah.
Quail. Quail.
No.
Qua.
Oh, quokka.
Yes.
I haven't thought of that animal in like 3 decades.
They're
A quokka.
adorable.
What is a quokka?
It's like a little rodent-y animal.
Are they
but
from
they're
like New
just not
Zealand or
aggressive.
somewhere?
I don't know. Little island. I don't know. They're native to a certain.
A quabbit.
Quabbit.
Okay.
Quabbit.
Why do you want
I just think that they just warm my heart. I'd be so happy if I had a quabbit.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's nice. That's nice. I feel like with a quabbit you can like snuggle up to at night.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just it would be a pet to cuddle, not a pet to protect. It'd be pretty useless, I think.
I think this is a great time to introduce my buddies with me today. Let's put some names to voices for you. I'm going to introduce my friends, and while you're there, just let us know who you are and a little bit about yourself. So let's start off with Mike.
Hello. I am Mike. I work in production. I love sunshine and summer and hot weather. I strongly dislike winter. I love pizza, but I hate cheese. And I will not elaborate any further on those last two statements.
That's a very good introduction. Now let's move on to Alana.
Hello, I'm Alana. I work in QA. I have a weird obsession with oranges and lemons, everything at the minute, mainly decor. I don't know why. Just do. And I'd really like sushi for dinner. Yeah.
That's also an amazing introduction. And last but not least, Lada.
Hello, I'm Lale. I work as an artist at Us Two Games, and I do very much like cheese. I could have cheese every day. I could eat like a full cheese platter for lunch just every day of the week, and
Makes
I
no
would be the
sense.
happiest
That's
person. But,
ridiculous.
that's why. Yeah.
Now, you're probably thinking, Angel, I've met your friends. Now, what is this podcast about? Let me tell you. This is a podcast where we'll pick a game before each episode, we'll play it, and we'll sit down together and we'll talk about it. It's a bit like a book club, but for games. And if you haven't guessed it already, we'll be talking about Neva. Now, Just a disclaimer, we're going to be going through all of the game more or less, so there will be some spoilers. If you haven't played the game yet and you don't want to hear the spoilers, come back later. But if you're okay with that, stay put and we'll talk about everything. So let me tell you a bit about Neva. In this game, you play as Alba, a young woman traversing a rapidly dying world with her companion, Neva, the wolf. The game is a platform adventure when you take on increasingly difficult terrain and enemies in each chapter. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to summarize this game, but just FYI, the chapters are split up in seasons. That's why we're talking about seasons at the start. So because this game is great, all the chapters were great, who wants to start off with their favorite season of the game?
I think I've already revealed that summer is my favorite season, and it just so happens the game basically starts there. So I heard you say rapidly dying world.
Mm-hmm.
Within seconds of starting the game, you're treated to this beautiful, lush, like animated. It was like watching a Studio Ghibli film. It was like really, really nice. You're seeing names are coming up. I'm getting ready. I'm like, oh, this is really nice. This is gonna be a great ride. I'm seeing birds like they're like storks or something in the river. It's just really beautiful. And then you see these birds flying. I'm like, oh, I wonder where they're flying to. And they're flying, and they stop flying, and they plummet to the ground,
Yes,
and they
they do.
become like they just sort of immediately die and become like a little black puddle on the floor with like flowers growing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I guess there's some sort of like rebirth going on here. And then suddenly just like massive wave of like this big sort of shadowy, almost like a sandstorm, but like a shadow storm comes across, and you see Alba, Neva, and this big older elder wolf, and they're about to fight these shadowy creatures. They all look a bit like No Face from Spirited Away. There has to be some Studio Ghibli reference.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you're the good guys. You're trying to fight off this darkness. You do your best. The elder wolf is giving it her best efforts, but like becomes completely overwhelmed by these guys. Sadly dies, spoiler alert, but it happens very quickly in the game. Elder wolf dies. It gets to this sad cutscene of sort of Alba and Neva just sort of like being with her and being like, saying goodbye, mourning, and I think the scene ends there. And then the game begins. It's like chapter 1, summer. So when summer starts now, it's more like the sort of summer I like. It's sunny, it's nice, it's a bit happier, it's a bit more optimistic in general.
Very colourful.
And you just it's just you as Alba with Neva. It's sort of the beginning of the game, so you just learn how the controls work, how to jump, and how to like get across these platforms. There's a sweet element of like Neva's just like a little baby kind of wolf, so you're running around and jumping everywhere, and Neva's sort of like, I'm not sure if I could do that. And there's a button on the controller you could press to basically, you just call Neva, you go, Neva! And it's like, you encourage her to like jump over these
sweet, wasn't it?
things. And sometimes she's like falling off, and you can give her like a little cuddle afterwards when she gets scared, which is real cool. And so you're just running through, solving puzzles and stuff until the darkness returns. This time it's like little hands are coming out. It's like these little clutchy, grabby, evil, I don't know, spirits. It'll be revealed as we discuss the story more, but these guys keep grabbing you. You have a sword. You can start using your sword, start fighting back and like hacking away at these little weird, disjointed, dark limbs and stuff. And you just keep going through as you progress. You eventually come to like a big, like a boss, like a big one. It's got like several faces, and it's just like you're the one who got my mum, and you're like you basically get revenge. You fight it. You're like dodging its attacks. Like I was playing on the easy mode, so I'm not sure.
You played on the easy mode.
I just wanted to check how it would go.
Wow, I thought we were all games the same.
So like, I think it just makes the combat a bit easier, because I think all the like jumping around and platform puzzles.
Do you still have like the three lives or 3 hearts?
No.
Oh.
I'm pretty
Nice.
sure I could just stand in front of the enemies. It's just a nice way. It's like, listen, I'm an elder millennial. The reflexes and hands aren't what they used to be. I could solve puzzles with my mind if I have like a lot of time, but if it's like a quick paced like battle thing. Also, the game's too beautiful. I was like, I just want to keep myself in this beautiful
That's okay. I
chill
understand
vibe,
that now.
you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you beat this baddie, you and Neva together, like sort of. It was almost a bit gruesome because like the sort of darkness was spilling out. It's like kind of like blood, and you like destroy this enemy, and you're like, finally, you feel like avenged the like elder wolf, and yeah, I think that was roughly where summer
ended. I
and
think
we
so.
went from summer into the next season.
Talking about my favorite season now, autumn. So after this massive boss battle, basically, you would think, oh, maybe we did it, but it turns out that the world turns way more disrupted and falling apart, and that like the darkness takes over, and the whole color scheme changes a bit as well. So everything turns more into like an orangey, like I said, nice golden hour, lovely autumn vibes. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And Neva got a little bit bigger, so Neva is probably in
My
her
favorite part.
teenage era now. She can fight with you, she can heal you. She you don't have to help her over like jumping over stuff, and so she got this. She can just climb on everything. So she's perfect, and you're just on this adventure together. And yeah, seeing how the world kind of breaks apart, literally, because you try to climb a tree and it falls apart, and you have to jump around stuff, and then you see a lot of dead animals as well, and they get kind of corrupted by these entities that you also already mentioned, these no-face entities that then take over a little boar and attack you, or take over those stalks that you saw in the beginning. And it's really interesting combat scenes, and just, yeah, growing a little closer with your little wolf. And I think that is autumn, right? I'm not really sure if this end part is still autumn or not, where you have this, Alba has this kind of nightmare-ish situation where...
Yeah, that is full part 2.
Oh, it is full
Yeah,
part
it is.
2.
Yeah.
Okay, then I should talk a little bit more about that. So after this more beautiful reddish kind of area, you get into... You kind of wake up and Neva isn't there anymore. And you look for your little wolf, and everything gets more black and white, and you're desperate to find her again, and you have to be a little bit on your own. But then at some point you reconnect, and in the end you have to face off like a corrupted Neva. It's like a massive wolf that is black but has the same shape. His Neva also has these little antlers. I guess that's why we talked about putting animals together. And you have this really, really cool boss battle where there's a red moon in the background, and you are so small on the screen. I think that's something I really like about this game, that you sometimes, from time to time, are just a tiny person, and there's like this massive monster that you kind of have to battle. And yeah, and in the end of that chapter, turned out it was just a dream. You wake
was
up
just
again
a
in
dream.
the
Just a
same
dream.
spot, and Neva's there, and it's all good.
Yeah.
And then after fall, autumn was winter.
Yeah, sorry, not my favourite season. However, was my favourite season in the game by a long
Agreed.
shot.
Agreed.
A long shot. I mean, mine was the first half of winter.
What do you mean by that?
Let me explain. Let me cook. Let me go. So at the start of winter, it's just a very blank whiteness. It's quite colourless, unfortunately. So it like aesthetically was not my favourite necessarily, but that doesn't matter. You can now ride Neva because Neva is big enough, and this was so fun. I just had the zoomies and I was shooting around everywhere, and just like
It was pretty beautiful,
it
the
was
whole
nice, wasn't it?
mechanics.
Yeah, I loved it. Like there wasn't too much to do. I think it was really adding to this like blankness, this void that they're just, it was a very empty feeling. And then you start to go into this like reflection area, and what I mean by that is like Alba is going through like a reflection period because Neva is growing up, and they're realizing obviously Neva's probably going to want to leave. But also the environment is reflective, and so you've then got to use the environment in these combat and in the platforming, which is so cool because it like when it mirrors.
Oh, the mirror
I
stuff.
felt
The
like I
mirror
was
stuff
using
is
both sides of
insane.
my brain playing that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was great.
and like the controls are swapped as well. So just trying to like battle in one side of the mirror because you can only see the foe, these like inky beings on one side, and then once you've attacked them on that side, then they reveal themselves in like the plane that Neva is actually. Alba is actually in. So once you've attacked them once, then they're visible in both planes. But when you're attacking in the mirrored one, and the controls are mirrored, it was so frustratingly complicated.
For no
but
reason.
in
For no
such a-
reason.
Yeah, it was great. I love a challenge. I was really challenged. Like a controller went like this maybe a few times. Like, I'm really bad at platforming games, but like
really?
I thought it was so fun. Yeah, I hate a jump puzzle, but in this, great. I loved it.
I liked how
It was
like
so
precise
fun.
I felt. Like jump,
Exactly.
double jump,
It was
and then
very
dash
precise.
to
It
just
was.
get it.
Insanely.
And
Yeah.
I felt like
I
was
enjoyed
really
it.
good
I'm
at
just
games.
not
was so
good at
bad
these
at it.
kinds of games.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it was brilliant. And then I'll let you take on the romance bit.
Yes, the romance bit. So during this like winter part. When you are on Neva and you're going through the environment, you're running from side to side, you kind of like bump into another wolf, a bigger wolf. He's grey. You think is a he because he's grey and he's just a lot bigger, so you just assume it's a
Yeah, I'm
dude
assuming.
wolf.
I assume that too.
Yeah.
There are no words in
Nothing.
this thing. It's like purely
You
visual.
just
The only
meet him.
sound is never when you press the
Exactly,
button
yeah.
just to call never.
In different kind of voices
Different-
all the time.
Just sounded
It's
Just
Australian
it
to
was
me.
just lovely meeting this other wolf because like obviously you think Neva's the only one. Obviously not. There's another one. So there's a part where Albert is in need, then the wolf jumps in. So then you're fighting and you're like, whoa, it's helping me out. Fantastic. It's not like hostile or anything. Then you go and do like the reflective part. And then when you go explore the environment again, you meet up again. But then the grey wolf needs some help.
Yeah.
So then you jump in, start beating up the enemies, the no faces, you thump in the face. And then, you know, you're like friends at the end of it. But then at the end of this chapter, Neva ends up leaving with this grey wolf, which I thought was quite quick, to be fair, because we just met this wolf.
Yeah,
I don't know
but
why
you've
you're
had like a
walking
very
off.
strong emotional experience.
It
Yeah.
must be
You
a stronger
bonded.
experience between wolves, because as a human being, I was like, there's no way I'm leaving my mum.
just like that.
Yeah.
To wander off with, like, you know, say for example, like Henry Cavill. Let's say for example.
Every court angel.
Okay, maybe I would.
I
Maybe I
was
would.
about to say.
But yeah, at the end you just experience like loss. Essentially, it's just Alba has lost her child. So they walk off into, I don't want to call it a sunset. It wasn't a sunset at all. It was just like
A wintry
a
sunset.
wintry.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, oh my gosh.
Into
Like,
the
okay,
mist.
sure, you crack on. I don't want to get in the way of that, Never. But then obviously Never's gone. So then you're playing just as Alba. And I think this one was just this chapter in general, like the scenes are so good, like so
Super
good, like the
beautiful.
environment. I'll go for that later. But like, say for example, you're going towards like a sort of like temple, and then there's like the no faces that are like literally praying to like this massive monument of like the bigger, I want to call it a dark mother sort of thing.
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
bad.
But
I
they're
was called, like,
literally
the queen of
the queen of
darkness
whatever,
or
queen of
whatever.
corruption, queen of darkness, lady of the
Shadows.
night, whatever, right? But that scene was just amazing. So at the end of that, you do end up meeting that antagonist that you meet at the start of the game. Alba's trying her best to beat up this woman, this inky being. I don't know what it's like in the easy, but in the normal like adventure mode, it is a little bit challenging.
It was another controller moment for me.
It's a bit
Really?
challenging.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like you have to like it was literally like playing Dark Souls, that you just had to be like, okay, they're doing this, so I've got to
Yeah.
move like this. It was
Yeah,
insane. But then
yeah,
Alba
I was
just
doing
gets
that. I was doing that. Just to be clear, if you put health bar on, I was still dodging. I still was taking no damage.
so yeah, what happens is Alba gets overcome because obviously it's just Alba, you know. You're not doing as great as you would if you had Never, but then all of a sudden Never comes and jumps in and helps you. So now you're both thumping up this queen of corruption, lady of the night, whatever you want to call her. So you're fighting. The hits are so, like when you're hitting her, it's very, very, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's like, good, really
But
good,
it's
really effective,
satisfying, you're like,
satisfying.
yeah,
That's the word I want.
This is for the
Juicy.
old mother wolf.
It's extremely juicy having Never back, and now you're actually fighting this
Yeah.
this
Side by
antagonist.
side.
The music as well at the end of that
crazy.
is insane.
It was very, very
It's
good.
so dramatic.
Insanely.
Oh,
But then what happens at the end of that fight is Queen of Corruption, Lady of the Night. She basically injures Never, and there's a scar. She makes a scar on her eye. So then you're like, oh no, Never is now scarred. So that is how winter ends, essentially.
Yeah.
And it goes to spring.
That's good.
But it does look like the Queen of the Night also gets, because she gets overgrown with like the Never
no.
leaves, right? Or is that not?
She escapes.
Yeah,
effectively,
she's fine. She
yeah.
just disappears.
She's
Yeah.
kind of gone,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
then you get to
Like
sort of,
there was damage. Like did do the
Yeah.
healing thing, but they escaped. Yeah.
yeah. She's
God damn.
thwarted.
Yeah.
Thwarted.
For them.
Yeah.
And then
An eye for an eye, I guess.
Hey, yeah, because
Oh.
Neva gets the same
Yeah.
scar as the elder wolf.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a strange coincidence.
Nice little cyclical
that
moment.
Neva
yeah.
ended with that same scar. And then spring starts and it's kind of chill. We've got Neva. Neva's like maximum size now, right? Or was Neva maximum size in the previous?
No.
Neva's really big, but there's
Neva's
also
really big, yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
baby now.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll be honest, there's a baby. There's 3 of you now. It's amazing. It's like you've got this cycle of life. Like it's all about rebirth and
Oh, the
stuff.
colours
Right?
are so nice again
It's
as
so
well. It's like
good.
almost back to spring.
So it's
lovely.
basically you,
Sorry, summer.
Neva, and the baby wolf now, just chilling out. It's all cool. Neva's just having a nap. I don't know if she's given birth recently or whatever. She just wants to chill out. So it's you and the small wolf, and you're just running around. The wolf's interested in like birds or like there were little like I don't know if these are all like collectible things like things that were like
yes,
like
there were
certain petals
collectibles.
and
Yes,
stuff.
there's
And-
29 of them actually.
Okay, I
Oh,
think I've
wow.
got about
Yeah,
6.
we'll talk about that in a minute.
Gotta try again. But
Yeah.
like you're just running around with this little wolf. It's really fun. You're just exploring. You're being like, oh, nice. It's sort of like we did it. Like we thwarted Queen of Corruption. Now we can just chill. Life's
Lady of the
back
Night.
to how it should be. I don't feel allowed to say Lady of the Night. It might have a different
Yeah.
connotation. And then we're just running through. We're going through it again. We're just enjoying the lovely landscape. This game is so beautiful. You're just running through it. It's just like peace. I don't need to use my sword anymore. It's just me
Yeah.
jumping around and me just chilling with this new little puppy. And then you're rolling out. You just go out to this nice big field, and then you're seeing like a lot of animals, and you're like, I feel like I've seen some of these animals before. And that's when you get hit with a twist. You see a bird flying in the sky. The bird is flying high, and I was thinking this bird is just gonna keep flying, right? But it didn't. It falls from the sky like the beginning, and you realize when you started the game, it was at this moment. So what happens? Queen of Corruption comes back in the big like cloud of darkness, and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is okay. So wait, so like, are we gonna just mess them up now? And you just have this massive fight. You never I guess has worked out that like the way to defeat this being is not by using your swords and weapons. It's like never has this sort of the howl that sort of like brings life.
Yeah.
And so like the Queen of Corruption takes like a massive hit because Never just lets out this like really pure howl, lets herself get stabbed, and then you can see like all the like actual flourishing green like vegetation coming out of the Queen of Corruption. And then the baby, who I learned after finishing the game, was called Bruma.
Bruma. Yes.
And I didn't realize that if you called them at a certain point, you'd hear Alba say Bruma.
Yes.
So that you know the name. Bruma sort of goes in and sort of does they howl too.
Yeah.
And then it was like that combined like parent, like having love from like mother and child or whatever. It's like that's enough to like heal the world. And the Queen of Corruption's like finally vanquished. She's gone. Life can like be restored again. Everything's cool. It was great. I mean, this game had no words, so that's just my interpretation. I apologize if I've missed. I probably have missed a bunch of cool stuff. That's just the feelings I was left with,
Yeah.
and I found it very
And
beautiful.
then you're also the last scene
Link.
is again Alba, and because Alba's knocked out for this entire fight, by the way.
Oh yeah, Alba gets.
Sleeping.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I was
knocked
asleep.
out.
I forgot
Yeah,
I was
so
asleep.
when Alba wakes again, sees Neva's obviously passed away,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah,
back
but
to those the
Did it
three of
never
them
become sort
snuggling.
of like petals and sort of
Yeah.
disperse like across the world,
Again, the
or like,
music
or at
is
least
so
like
sweet.
light
Yeah.
things came
Yeah.
out, and it was like, oh, so it's like Never's always gonna be like
Yeah.
with us everywhere. It's quite beautiful.
Okay.
And
As
then-
this is the first episode of the Beautiful Games Club, I want to ask my friends, what does beautiful mean to you? I'm going to start off with Lala.
Okay, I'm not gonna pick the most obvious choice here. I think a beautiful game for me is a game that takes me on an emotional journey, like something that really just tells a story, puts me maybe even out of my comfort zone, shows me new things, and just kind of takes me along on something that I haven't experienced before, and gets me really immersed. And yeah,
I like that one, The Journey.
Mm.
That's great. I'm going to put that next to your name.
Okay.
How about you, Mike?
May I claim the visual aspects? I think something that just looks really nice, and not nice in the sense of like it looks super realistic or anything like that, but something with like an art style, something that's making a statement, something that's, I don't know, something that you would want to hang up on the wall, I guess. Like, yeah, stuff like that. I'm not that superficial in real life, but I think when it comes to games, like, that's not the only thing I'm looking for. I play tons of games that are effectively spreadsheets and you just watch numbers go up. I like those just as much, but if you ask me specifically beautiful games, yeah, something with some sort of art direction, someone's got some sort of taste, someone's thought about all this stuff, how it's going to work, how the UI is going to blend with these colors and making sure the characters are readable against the background, and games that almost don't even look like games. I think that's a big one for me.
So, the journey, visuals,
Mm-hmm.
Alana.
It feels like I'm like really biased towards some games, because for me it is when there is a nostalgic element, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I literally played it in my childhood. I quite like ones that like might unlock a memory and make me like feel nostalgic, even though I haven't actually experienced it before. So I mean, I don't know, because every time I go back to certain games that I did play as a kid or anything that's reminiscent of that, I'm immediately drawn to it and immediately fall in love with it. So that I think would make it beautiful to me, nostalgia. But that's quite hard. It's quite hard to hit.
Hard to get.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
point.
right. I think we can get some nostalgia in there.
Yeah, we can get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So journey, visuals, nostalgia. Nice. I'm gonna jump in.
Yeah, what about you?
For me, music. I do enjoy the music. If the music slaps, I'm there. That's it, basically. Yeah, like I can think of some beautiful music now. Like, I don't want to drop game names, but Kingdom Hearts, amazing soundtrack. Beautiful game to me. The game could be terrible, but if the music slaps,
it will.
I'm fine for it.
Forgives.
Yeah,
forgive everything
I'm fine
else.
for it. Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
So the question was, because it's already taking influences from Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, let's say Monument Valley, has some aspects of like Shadow of the Colossus, Dark Souls, all beautiful pieces of media. Does that mean that off the rip, Never was a beautiful game? Like, if you're adding all of that together.
For me, that kind of led into being a bit more critical of it, because it's like these things where you have such big shoes to fill. If you have like a character like a No Face or something, and you have like these thoughts of thinking of Ghibli movies, it's like, damn, those movies are insane, and you just trying to emulate it. So I was like, oh, I want to see you try. And when I played the game, I was like, I don't know if this game can pull that off. But it kind of managed to find its own, still a little bit like its own unique identity, which is, I think, not so easy to do if you have so many references in it. That I got, it won me over. I was like, okay, no, that's fantastic. It's just the music, the animations, and all that. It was really, really cool.
Nice. I think it was beautiful. Obviously, for the visual reasons, like it's got a strong art style and it had really good references. The music, I feel like I feel like it would be possible to put these things together and not have a beautiful game. So I think the way they've combined all these different elements together has been really good. Obviously, I was playing on easy mode, but so I don't know if there were any additional buttons you had to learn. But I liked the way it sort of just gradually added stuff. I think there's like an elegance to it that I associate with beauty. I think there was like, it's super minimal. It's not like any like many things on screen like menus to go through or like UI and stuff like that. It's just like you learn you experience the story through playing it, and like as each season progresses and adds like a new thing, and you get to sort of it's telling you through the gameplay as opposed to through words, and I think that's a beautiful and elegant way to do that. I'd easily say it's a beautiful.
Absolutely. I love that it didn't tell us anything, or like there's no real. I don't know.
I'm gonna say I didn't like that.
I mean, the only thing I would say on that is that I didn't care about the world that much because I didn't understand the world.
Yeah.
The dying world, because I know, okay, there's this one human creature, there's this one wolf creature. Well, who else is there? What are they fighting for? What is the? I think that was the one piece that was missing for me a little bit. And I'm like, I guess everything is dying, so nothing we can do about it. It just seems
I like
to be
the
everywhere.
mystery though. I like a bit of that mystery and being like, what happened here? Like, because then you're going through the sort of the more architectural bits, like this is where the people were, right? But it just feels like like the Queen of Corruption, was she just the queen and she's like she's just taking all the she's harvesting all the resources of the planet,
Do you
and
think
now
that these little no-face creatures were
the
all
people or something?
Yeah,
And
that
the ones who
was
were praying,
corruption,
because I was like,
yeah,
why
yeah.
would you be?
Normal.
Also, did you lot kill them?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking.
Yes.
all the time?
How could you not? You would
They were like
you
they
had
were
to,
like
you
so
had to
vulnerable.
progress.
Yeah,
Oh,
some
in
of
that
them
bit,
were-
sorry, the
Yeah,
training
yeah.
bit.
Some of them were
Yeah.
just they just
Oh,
looked like
yeah.
background people just praying, and I was
I
like,
tried to kill all of them.
slice them up.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No praying on my watch.
I never forgot what happened at the beginning of the game. I'm not gonna forgive you for killing old Neva.
Yeah.
So I just
Yeah.
mercilessly slaughtered them. Sorry.
I was
But yeah.
getting too worried that they would just wake up and I'd be like, oh, God.
It's just
That's what I was worried about because
Yeah.
there were like loads of them in
Yeah.
that.
Like one of them's gonna.
Yeah,
happen.
and I
I'd
was
just
like-
wipe you out before anything can happen.
I've played
They're
a game
different
before.
colours.
I know what's
Yes.
gonna happen.
I was like, they're different colours. I was like, if I don't knock these guys out now, they're gonna be
It's
an
them
issue
or
for me
me.
later.
It's them or me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Give me
So I
a drop.
thought while you're there praying, I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question in general? Who of us does play platformers? Because I don't, and that's why I think I really struggled. I wish
really?
I used the easy mode. I should have done
Yeah.
that.
Story mode.
But it was an interesting experience because I think I wouldn't have played it if it wasn't so beautiful. And I do, even though I don't like the genre necessarily, I like to try a game if there's something else that speaks to me. I want to try it at least.
Yeah.
Man, I had a tough time. So I definitely after 2 of those flowers, I like, nah, I don't know what they do. Not gonna bother. I just want to see where the story takes me. I just want to see how the gameplay develops, how what new mechanics we learn, and what new puzzles we see, and all that. But as soon as there was just some difficulty about having to time a jump, I was like, oh God.
I don't think
please.
easy mode makes the platforming easier though. I think it's only for combat
It's only
because I think
combat.
I just
Okay.
basically couldn't die when fighting. But I think you still have to get the
Yeah.
dash or like. I love that stuff though. That was.
I'm terrible at it, but I'll do it. Like, and then I'm going to enjoy it afterwards, after I've had, 500 goes. But, like,
Yeah.
it's good. I don't know. I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was that hard. Like, I don't... by the end of the game, it was a lot of pattern. Like, just recognizing the patterns, I feel. It was more so in the DLC. There was one fight, and I was just like, why can't I dash through the goo? But I can in every other combat.
Oh,
And
that's
instead,
annoying. That would annoy me.
Make
well,
it
instead
do.
I just kind of jumped off. I had to time it, so I jumped off the platform, wait for it to go, and then dash back on and hope I didn't
All that kind of fresh. I like that. I'm like, yeah, that's great because I like that skill based stuff.
So annoying.
Even though I played on story mode and
It
didn't
was
have
fine.
to.
It was fine
learn
once I
any
realised
skill.
that I could do that. But for most of the combat, I was like, let me dash through it. Why can't I dash through it?
It's not just a time.
I'm really annoyed.
Let me dash through it.
If you were doing testing on this game, would you have written a thing like, I think there's a problem with
Oh
the
yeah,
goo,
for
you
sure.
can't
Oh,
dash
for
through it?
sure. I would be like, this ain't a feature. This is a bug.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
what
Fix
this
that.
bug-
Yeah.
Fix.
Yeah.
They were like, get good. That's the fix.
That
get
was my
good.
feedback. Just get good. All right then.
So, another question for you guys.
And for yourself.
And for myself, for myself as
Just
well. So obviously, as a Beautiful Game Clubs, we decide that we're going to play a game. Never. Did you know what you were getting into? Did you know about this game beforehand? What were you expecting?
I did not know this game beforehand. I saw the art before, and I know that the studio who made the game Grease as well. That I haven't played either, but I knew that it is a really beautiful game. So what I was expecting was kind of what we got, but I think we got a little bit more than I was expecting actually, which is just like a really nice visual experience. But it wasn't only visual; it was the soundscape as well, and the
audio.
whole bit.
The
So,
sensory overload.
yeah, and I was scared of it because I don't enjoy playing platformers. So I was like, let's see how far I get with it. We'll see. Yeah, it was a platformer. Sadly I couldn't skip that part, but I really, really loved the art style and got very well fed.
I also knew about Greece. I didn't know what Neva was about though. But I just saw. You just see a screenshot and you're like, what? How are they doing this? Like, wait, it's like I can interact with this. It's not just like it could have just been like a visual novel. Like you might because it looks so good. It just looks like art. there's just like art prints. Like you could literally, there's so
Like
many
any
scenes
part
in
of the
this
game, you can
could
just screenshot.
Yeah, easily print that out, frame it, have it on the wall, and people be like, "Oh, that's really nice. What's that from?" And you'd be like, "It's from a game." And they'd be like, "What?" But yeah, I didn't know what the like actual mechanics. I wasn't sure the difficulty level. Obviously, once again, I put on the easiest possible difficulty. But even just the platform stuff, that still kept it like challenging. It was
yeah.
nice. It was just good job, team.
Yeah, absolutely no idea.
No expectations.
That is most likely going to be a common theme. No idea. I don't read the like anything. I just go in. I had no idea it was a
That's a good
platformer.
way to
Blind.
be.
Yeah, always going in blind. Did not have a clue it was a platformer. I saw some of the art and I was like, wow, that's stunning. Didn't even put two and two together that it was like 2D and it would be a platformer. Pleasantly surprised, I guess. I don't really play platformers either. I just don't.
Yeah, I think they're not that. Unless you're like Nintendo making Mario, I think platformers aren't that popular anymore. Just interesting way to like.
I don't know. Is Hollow Knight a platformer?
I guess so. Is it?
I don't know. As soon as it's 2D, I'm like, is it a platformer?
It's a more Metroidvania. People would describe it as Metroidvania, which I guess has some platforming elements, but I don't think...
but yeah, no idea. It was. I don't know. What did you think? Did you?
Right.
Do you do your research before?
Right.
Or do you just jump straight?
I went blind,
Oh,
super blind. Genuinely, I don't play these types of games. Like, I don't try and sort out beautiful games on my own time. But obviously, I get told you're going to play Neva. I was like, cool, let's do it. Know nothing about it. Started the game. I think it was like the intro. I was like, this is Princess Mononoke. I was like, this looks like Spirited Away. So in my head, I'm like, okay, cool, all right. But then there were some aspects of it, that I loved because it was a little bit horror-y.
Yeah.
So the most breathtaking parts for me were when you were like getting chased. I was like,
good chases.
I can absolutely do this over and over again. This is exciting. This is exactly what I want to get the blood flowing to my fingers. So when I was experiencing that,
Like every single one?
my favorite one was when you were like,
Please don't say the tree one.
not the
Please
tree
don't say
one,
the
not the
tree
tree.
one.
What's the tree one?
The tree one where it's chasing
Oh,
you
the
up and you
tree.
gotta do the
Oh
platform
my
in bed
gosh,
while trying to
I
run.
hated that
That
with
was
a
great.
passion.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
That was so
fine.
tense.
That
me.
was-
That was
that was
really
stressing.
tense. That was me literally out of my seat, just being like,
Well, you did that thing like locking.
Yeah,
Looking at moving forward.
Yeah.
I think maybe because I didn't have to expend any skills like on the combat. I had excess energy to put into like being
was a
good
bit
at the
stressy,
platforming.
actually.
So I was smashing all of that stuff and having a great time.
I was just like, this can't touch me, otherwise it's
yeah.
game over.
I was just like,
The horror
I'll
stuff.
do this once.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I think I did that a few times. But no, my favorite one was when I don't even know what chapter this is. Please let me know. It was like a big no face, and basically it's just chasing you. It's just while you're on Neva, and you're basically jumping.
with a big mouth as well.
Yes,
Like
and it's like
that
opening
winter?
its mouth. I don't
It's
know.
winter.
Yeah,
and
that's winter.
And like
Was that
yeah,
winter?
it's
That was
shooting
in
stuff out and
winter.
you
But
jump.
I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And it's like puking out these little no face babies that you had to jump forward to jump back. And I was just like, this could
That was
be
fun.
like, and it's like very cinematic.
Yeah.
Like it could, like, as you were saying, this whole bit could just be like an anime or something. Like it was just so beautifully done. Also, I say anime, it also reminded me of being chased by like a titan in like Attack on Titans. So I was like, yes, I don't
Maybe
mind
they were
big things
inspired by
chasing
Attack
me.
on Titan too.
I don't mind big things chasing me. I'm well versed with this. I'm okay. But yeah, that was a bit that I really enjoyed, which I'm going to ask you guys now. What bit did you really enjoy?
Can I jump on that because it's very similar?
course,
to
you
me
crack on.
immediately. Okay. Also the darker parts, definitely, because this game is so beautiful. At some point in between, it almost annoyed me. It's like so pretty. It's just like, well, how does
wanted to
there it be
dirty it up
so?
a bit.
Yeah, I need the edge. I don't want it to be all pretty. And then you get in the autumn part with all the dead bodies around. I really, really enjoyed, especially the scene. I think it's before you first fight one of those stalk, when like the corrupt beings corrupt a dead stalk creature, where you just climb up an area and you have in the background you see all these dead birds just being like almost like positioned in a way that it looks like massive statue of like dead fallen birds,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
it looked so creepy and eerie, but also beautiful. And then a little later, I think you fall down a good amount, and then you are in an area where there's just a lot of spindly arms just hanging from the sides, and just like these really creepy things. And I was like, oh yeah, give me
I
yeah.
thought the birds were all gonna just
More of
like
this.
you just see like faces appear and they just start flying around and get you.
Beautiful.
I don't
I
like
like the horror
games, though.
aspects of it.
It's good.
The creepy ones are
Yeah.
great. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I tell you what bit I really liked when you like have that confrontation with the Queen of Darkness and like she's got her sword and I've got my sword. We're like, let's go.
Let's go.
Like that just felt really cool. Like it's
Square
going
up.
down. Like this is that to me. I was like, this is the fight. Like this
Yeah.
is where I'm ending you. And it's like I don't have Neva. It's just me and you looking eye to eye. And it just had this like, pshing, like let's go. That was hype.
Yeah,
I
that
got
was
really
good.
hyped
was
up.
good. That was
Yeah.
hype.
That was
Yeah.
super hype.
You know what? I want to say I kind of have two favorites. The reflection puzzles, for
Okay,
sure.
yeah.
The mechanics in that were just insane. They were so cool. I loved that. Loved to have trying to use the other half of my brain that doesn't get used very often. Like it was incredible. Then also the DLC, the boss in the DLC was actually really good fun. Like really good fun. You have a chasing scene, and thank God that's a bit slower in the sense because you're carrying Neva, so you're not quite as fast. It's a bit more tense, but that was really fun. But then there's also when you're fighting the boss as well, they add so many different mechanics, and you've got to be really careful with your timing and pay attention to what it's doing because there's like I don't know, there was a bit more depth I felt in that fight compared to some of the other. I mean, actually, I say that in the one against the cursed lady. What are we calling her?
Queen of
Lady of
Corruption.
Queen of
Or
Corruption.
Queen of Darkness.
Yeah,
Queen of
Darkness.
Darkness.
That took a lot of timing, and you were really having to check the patterns. And that was
Yeah,
again,
I was even on
I
easy
loved
mode, I
that.
was
I thought that was insane.
timing
The patterns were really cool. Same as in the DLC with the big boss in that one. You really had to pay attention to the patterns and things. I don't know, it was a really fun fight. I feel like they did a good job with the boss battles.
I think in general the game design, how the game throughout all the seasons teaches you new things. I always felt like when you're at a point where you're like, oh, I feel like I figured everything out, then they hit you with something new. So I think it was really, really nicely balanced and a nice just skill.
It was just,
skill curve.
as I say, it was just elegant. It was just like nice, well thought out, you know? A thing of beauty.
So with that, you all have lovely things to say about Neva. Do you think that would influence your creative practice going further? Further. Beyond.
Good question. Probably. I feel like the game does a lot of things that I already tried to, or we already tried to do, which is just like, oh, how minimal can you go with UI? Is like something that I appreciate. Where it's just like, oh, what do you actually need to tell the player, and what can they figure out themselves? And I think that's a really good example in this game on how much you have to just put a tutorial, but like, oh, press this button to mount and dismount Neva, and in what areas you just don't have to say anything, and you can just let them go and let them figure that out. I think that's a really, really cool part. And just, I mean, we're always aiming for epic shots or epic imagery. So like that's a really like, oh yeah, it's a good point.
I like the idea. This is my theory. They were watching some Studio Ghibli stuff. Like, what if? Imagine you were in there. Imagine you could interact in this world. Because, like, say we made Monument Valley. That was like, what if you had an MC Escher paint? What if you could interact with that in some way? And it was like, I think it'd be cool to take things that I like out of just in the real world, real art, music and stuff. But like, how can you turn that into some sort of interactive? How can you make that? How can you make that into a game and still like do it justice? Because I mean, it stands out. I think it could not look. It could also have not taken those visual influences, but it still be like a solid game, like in terms of the mechanics and how they're telling stories and stuff. So I think it's like quite a cool, like a challenge you set for yourself. Like I want to make something as beautiful as this, while also being a game that runs smoothly, that's teaching you mechanics, that feels good to play. What a challenge! I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like there's many studios doing that sort of stuff. Like you kind of get a lot of, like a not a template, but like you get into your little tropes, right? Get your real. I'm making one of these type of games, and you understand it, and it's like, okay, it's that. So, yeah, getting that inspiration from different places, seeing how you can like flip that to become
An amalgamation.
an amalgamation.
Hey,
yeah,
you got it.
there we go. We got words. We got bars.
What about you?
I hadn't really thought about it.
Also, shorter games. I think just games that don't overstay their welcome. Is a
Yeah,
nice
I feel
thing.
like the pacing was really good throughout, in terms of the fights, in terms of all of it. I don't know though. I don't know. Probably the pacing. I think the pacing was insane, and I think it's a really good example of that. For me personally, I don't do this. I just think that the audio was impressive. If I could write music or play an instrument, love to be able to do that.
Shout out to Berlinist.
Yeah, they were
feels right.
very,
with
very
games.
Yeah, can't do it. Not really anything I would do in a game. However,
But good
would
to push
love to have
for.
that ability. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Really nice.
insane.
Be quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. It's like give as much love to like every aspect of the game as possible. There's definitely some things that look really nice and they sort of end up a bit shallow, or things that are like look ugly but they're really deep mechanically, and sort of like making sure you evenly distributing that. Like the audio might be. I've played games where the audio is amazing, the rest of it is just not quite there. So it's like keeping the same standards for everything you do in a game. If you can. That's not easy.
Right. And here's your last question. Never. Beautiful game. Why is it beautiful? Why is it not beautiful? I think we've all decided it is a beautiful game. How many nevers are you going to give it?
Is it
5 out of 5.
one?
nevers.
Wait,
I'm
how
kind
many?
of.
How many
I'm
numbers?
kind
Out
of
of what?
like.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Ooh,
Only because
controversial.
if we're going by like our definitions of what makes a game beautiful to us, personally, it doesn't hit any kind of nostalgia element,
That's true, yeah.
and it doesn't make me feel nostalgic towards anything or reminisce. Like I didn't watch Studio Ghibli as a kid. That's the only thing.
Okay, I mean,
To introduce
I've
as
seen
an
that
adult. I think, however, if I had seen that as a kid and then seen that like embedded in the game, maybe I would have had a bit more of that nostalgia sense, in a way. But like it wasn't. Yeah, I just didn't really have that. And also, I'm not a mother. I'm not a mother. I don't relate.
Have you never cared for another being in your life?
Yeah,
Have you not had a pet?
My little dog Dylan.
Why do you call it Dylan
He's
instead
like-
of Never? And then you would
Nah,
Dylan.
Okay, then I can't do my never nar. So it just wasn't relatable to me, and I didn't have a nostalgia sense. However, artistically gorgeous, the music amazing,
Visual,
yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I don't feel like that attached to it. I think I can really like appreciate everything that's gone into it. But yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm kind of like on the line of like, it doesn't hit the beauty category in terms of what I find beautiful in games, but it is aesthetically stunning. Like yeah. Sorry.
Bit similar for me, I think. Because yes, gorgeous. I want to listen to the soundtrack. I want to listen to all the little clicky noises and have all these very. I mean, I took so many screenshots while I was playing because it's just like, oh, damn, this looks really nice. It didn't fully take me on an emotional journey, even though I think it's supposed to. And I was like, I was for the whole time I was wondering, why does it not get me? And I was like, is it just because it's a 2D platform and I just can't be that invested in it as with other games? Because I really don't know. I wanted to figure it out so badly because I'm like, it checks all the boxes. It's so great, but I don't feel anything.
I can agree. I can agree with you.
Bit,
yeah,
like dead inside almost. It's just like this. But I mean, it's so cute. I cuddled Neva all the time and all that, but it didn't hit me deep in the feels. I think that's the only one thing that I was missing. But I would still say is an absolute
The death at the start.
beautiful.
It hit you though.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that was a cheat
The-
code, man. I
yeah,
was
it
upset, and then
it
I
was
was
a
like,
cutscene.
Oh, really?
I feel like it's just the cutscene leading up to.
Interesting.
it was an animal. I can't help myself.
For me, it was like because it happened so soon. I was like,
okay.
I could read that it was like a thing,
Yeah.
but I was like, I'm gonna avenge you, but I don't know you that. Like, I feel like my little wolf's mum has just been killed. I'm gonna obviously, out of loyalty, make sure. But like as a person, as a player, I'd only just met this character, so I didn't have that bond just yet. But I say overall, maybe it's because I was playing on story mode. I felt way more connected to the story than I think either of you two did. Maybe because I just could I didn't have to worry about anything but enjoying the story, I guess. But But also,
and then in the end, when you notice, oh, it's
Yeah.
actually my little baby
Yeah.
dog that is being killed.
that also
killed
made
in
me.
the-
I
mean,
felt
that's such a
smart.
good-
It made me
yeah.
feel smart when I realized the twist. I was like, oh, I'm clever. Like, and maybe that's intentional. Maybe it should have been really obvious, and I'm just a bit dumb. I don't know, but I enjoyed like that reveal, whether or not it was actually revealed. Question mark. But yeah, I think games that look beautiful. It's a cheat code to me. Like those visuals, I'm like, how can I look at this and not say it's beautiful? And then when I just play more and I think about like, yeah, the way it ramps up in difficulty, the way they teach you the mechanics, and a lot of like show don't tell. Like honestly, you'd only ever once every season they'll be like, press this button to do this, by the way. But I think you could almost always do those things anyway. It was almost just like for like literally like new game players, like this button will do this for you, by the way.
Yeah,
'Cause
it was
felt
very like
I could work-
incremental, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it
just a
wasn't
bit
very
more.
yeah.
And I like that. I like games that gradually build up, like the sort of, I don't know. By the end of it, when I'm doing all what's it stuff, and I felt really skillful, like I would just come up to one of these platform challenges and just do it like first time because I just was like, I'm gonna jump, or I was like, I'm gonna drop, then I'm gonna jump and dash because it's like I need to hit something like underneath, hit these weird little angles, and I was like, that felt good. I feel like I was experiencing the game as intended, and I think there's a beauty in being able to deliver that to a person.
I've got a little bit of a little fun segment though. Not a fun segment, but it was more me.
I mean, the whole thing's been fun, to be honest.
The whole thing's been fun. Before I go into my outro, producer Connor, I just wanted to, because I did some Googling. So never in Spanish
Oh yeah.
means
I am doing Duolingo. I should know this.
it means purity and tranquility.
Oh.
Oh.
Makes sense because purity, obviously, you take, use the color white. Also, white spirit, never in, is it Celtic or Celtic? Celtic? Celtic. In Celtic, it means white spirit, never. So I was like, oh, very good. Now, this is my fun one because I was like, I didn't need to know this, but I was looking at it anyway. So, obviously, in spring, you meet Bruma.
Bruma.
So I thought, because I know what never means, let me see what Bruma means, right?
Oh,
So let me just get it here, right? So
fun fact.
Bruma in Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian, it means mist, haze, fog, sea mist. However, this is the fun part, not the fun part, but the bit I was like, okay.
See what we did there?
It also comes from the Latin bruma, which refers to the winter solstice, which then is later associated with winter cold. So when I did that, I was like, interesting that they would call this dog Bruma because never disappears in winter, right? And I was like, oh, okay. I was like,
There you
interesting.
go.
Thank you for naming your child
Yeah.
that.
Just
Yeah.
thought.
Never loosely translated to snow
Well,
as well. It's-
nevar is the
Nevar.
verb to
Yeah.
snow in Spanish.
Yeah.
Is it
Nevar,
really?
With an
Yeah.
R at the end.
Why didn't Google tell me that?
Yeah, we should have done.
It's
That's-
not very good.
I
It's
should have
all-
gone on Duolingo. I should have gone
Yeah.
everything.
I
I
should
believe-
it's snow.
I mean-
it means snow as well. So,
Correct me if I'm wrong, producer Connor. Please correct that if that's wrong. But I believe nevar is
Yeah,
the
snow.
verb to snow.
That too.
So if you take the R off, it's sort of like snow. I don't know if
I'll
that's
keep it in.
No, it
necessarily
is.
how the
Yeah, yeah,
how
yeah, I
the
think
language
so.
works. You just cut off the R and make a verb into it.
Every day is a school day.
Mm.
And with that, I think that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for Mike, Lala, and Alana for joining me for this episode.
Thank you.
Defining what's beautiful is no easy task, especially when we have our own requirements for what makes a game beautiful for us. However, this is exactly why I want to start this podcast, and what better way to start it than with Never. If you listen to this and you haven't actually played Never yet, it's available on all platforms, and it is roughly about £16, and it takes about... How long did it take you guys to play the game?
My Steam playtime is 4.4 hours.
mine was just over because the DLC, but I think the main game was about roughly 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Did it take you...
I mean, my Steam says 22 hours, but I don't think
Yo!
it's actually.
Yo, 22!
I think there's something wrong with it.
That is
And
like good
also-
value
I was
for
going
money.
to say
though.
my 7 hours was a very long time, but 22
I was
takes
so
the
bad at
cake.
it.
Yeah, it won't take you 22 hours to
No.
play the game, roughly 4. And if you want to play the DLC, it'll cost you about £3 extra. If you enjoyed this episode, maybe share it with someone you think may also enjoy it. And if you played this game, please share with us with what you found beautiful. You can find us at The Beautiful Games Club on all major social media platforms. And also, please make sure to keep an eye out on our Discord, where we'll be sharing the next game there. We'll see you soon with another game, another conversation. And until then, take care of yourselves and stay beautiful.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye!